Hey y'all, it's me, Lynn Daniel, coming to you today. It is Thursday, January 9, 2014, and this is my second video for today. So go back and look at the first video. These glasses are glaring. If you haven't already seen my first video, it is a snow day activity video, so go back and check it out. It's about how to use a reading comprehension graphic organizer to check students' comprehension. But you know what, parents, when you give your students something to read to check their comprehension, you know you have to read it too, right? Yeah, otherwise you're not going to know if they're bluffing you or not. So go back and check out that video, and I hope you find it helpful. Click the links because the links provided are additional support for you. So 2014, I have taken on this self-governed task of being a citizen education vlogger. So that means I am, and this really I'm doing it to parallel with and to in conjunction with my studies and with my practice, you know, as a teacher, and really to help me to reflect, to do a lot of self-reflection on my own awareness of educational issues on the local, state, and federal fronts. So, and then to share with you what I am gleaning and discovering. So today I just did a little, well, this is snow day. I mean, we're still out of school, another snow day. So this week, along with my recovery from whatever that attack was, I have been just kind of nosing around, looking at different aspects of education, things that impact learning and instruction and the provision of educational services to students. And yesterday, one of my colleagues on Facebook posted this map of the United States that showed that 48% of students in public schools are from poverty families living in poverty, at the poverty limit. And so I wanted, you know, I clicked on the map and I looked at it, and it showed all the states that in their levels of poverty. And that is a telltale sign then of what policies should be written and implemented to, if we really are serious about impacting, positively influencing the education, the instruction and learning of poor people, then we have to do things that help poor people to get knowledge. And it starts with the policies. It starts with, you know, really caring about that demographic. Because equity is one of the strands when you look at the strategic plan from the United States Department of Education. Equity is one of the strands. So when you look at serving the poverty demographic, you don't diminish or take away from those schools that are high-performing schools. You continue to support high-performing schools. You continue to bring them up, you know, and move high-performing schools at range-performing schools. You keep supporting them, but you don't take away from them, because equity is one of the guiding principles in education. But with that said, it is so important to really look at how poor schools serve poor children, or children from poor homes. They're not poor children. They're children from poor homes or poverty-inflicted homes. Indignity, I mean, you know, instructing them with dignity is definitely important. Kids can tell when you like them or when you don't. Kids get a sense of that fairness, and they get a sense of who really cares for them. You know what I mean? And so dignity and allowing those students to have a sense of pride and helping them to gain a sense of pride that they're not going to gain from They're not going to gain it from TV, from watching celebrities. They're not going to get a sense of morality or self-esteem from TV. That is not where you get it from. And if it's not present in the home, then the next step is the schools and the churches and all the stakeholder groups in the community. So when you're looking at serving the poverty demographic, you really have to look at meeting their needs, the whole person needs, emotional needs, their intellectual needs, their physical needs with food, shelter, clothing, their financial needs, their medical needs. And it's a reality. Some people may not want to accept that, but it is a reality. Now, am I saying we're giving them things? There are many ways to approach helping families that are in poverty. Some schools have, most schools, probably all schools have a free lunch or free or reduced lunch program. Some schools offer breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Some schools and school districts look at a whole vast array of ways to meet the needs of their learners through community groups, through social agencies, and so forth. So the point I'm making is the strategic plan is in place, and now it boils down to the human. Since you have all of the structures, the protocols, and you have your procedures and those things lined up, now you have to get the human factor, that caring hand, involved through your administrators and your educators, the teachers and the staff, and really begin to mold and influence the learners from poor families in a way that builds a sense of pride and self-esteem. Because back in the day when I was a girl, not everybody had a working family. I was blessed to have a family where my grandparents worked. My grandparents owned their home and owned their business, and my grandpa worked for the United States Postal Service, and then my dad worked, and my mom eventually worked. So, and there were times when we had our struggles. So I know, I have a sense of what it is to have needs met and to need needs met. I'm no foreigner to that. So I understand, too, coming from a community where you had people who were poor or who didn't make as much as you, or you had families that made a whole lot more than you. You had a whole well-represented group of people living in your community. So you had examples of how to demonstrate self-esteem. You learn those through the examples provided to you in your communities. But nowadays, communities are more fragmented, where the demographics are evenly split. You have people who are able to afford to move out of low-income housing or low-income areas. They move out of those areas because they are looking for needs to match their family. And then, so if you have a lot of people who are, I don't know, what's that term, where they're just kind of stuck in they're stuck. They don't really understand or know how to shape their life beyond the examples that they see in their communities. Then it's up to the schools and the churches and, the social organizations to then help. But see, even with that as well, some of these government-backed agencies have their philosophy of what they want for the society. So their agenda and their way of interacting and molding people may be more of a social engineering aspect and not on a human level aspect of helping people to become better people. So that's why it really boils back down to family. It boils back down to church or the religious communities, faith communities, and the schools. Yeah, so that's what I will be doing as a citizen vlogger. Looking at how here locally, on the state level, and on the federal level, how policies are impacting education. Because here in my state, I have a sense that there may be a push for privatization of public education, especially for the failing school districts, the ones that are in danger of becoming unaccredited. I would not like to see that, but I think that some things are in the plan, some plans are in the work to organize some sort of a unit of school districts to govern those failing schools, and what will it look like is what I want to know. All right, y'all, so thank you for watching my videos this week. I'm feeling a lot better. I'm a little tired right now because, well, I'm on a partial fast right now. I'm not on a full fast. I'm on a partial fast, so that means I'm doing juices, and then today I had applesauce and yeah, some more solids, but light solids. So yeah, I'm gonna go in here and take a rest, and so you all click on the links below to see what else you can learn about what I'm doing. All right, thank you so much. Bye.